Broadcasting live from the Vegas Video Network studios, just steps from the Las Vegas Strip, it's Talktails! And now our host, she's our very own kaleidoscope of talent. What? It's Kelly Clinton!
Wow, we have a big studio audience. Welcome to Talktails on the Vegas Video Network. I am your host. My name is Kelly Clinton. Oh, that's okay. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Some people call me Kelly Clinton Holmes. Yeah, I have three names, kind of like Farrah Fawcett Majors, but then she became Farrah Fawcett only, which that's not going to happen. I will always be forever Kelly Clinton Holmes. So we have a great show planned for you. We have a great show. Our guest today is an award-winning comic genius. He is a genius. He has worked with some of the greatest comic minds in the world. He's a writer, a singer, a musician, a performer. He worked with Rodney Dangerfield. He was his protege. He worked with Joan Rivers, Jackie Mason, George Carlin. And his name is Dennis Blair. He's here today. My husband and I believe that he is the funniest human in the whole world. But before we meet Dennis, I want to introduce you to the Talktails Orchestra, Mr. Kenny Davidson, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. He sounds like 40 people, or two. He sounds like two people. I also want you to meet Scott Whitney, our producer-director. He is here today in our studio audience. And Scott?
Yes.
Are you there?
Yes. By the way, I just want to note that Kenny's flair got a lot longer this second show.
Well, second
than the
show.
First show.
He's owning it.
Yes.
He's marking his ground.
I expect that on his webpage tomorrow.
Hey, Scott?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I tell you a little bit about my week?
You may.
I had let's say, a not boring week. I was at the Smith Center, the new Performing Arts Center here in Las Vegas, and I saw Mary Poppins in the theater in Reynolds Hall, and it was phenomenal. Took our granddaughters, we took Asia and Ariel with us, and it was so great to watch those little people watch the show for the first time. It was exciting.
Did you know that Mary Poppins is my all-time favorite movie?
You know what? In a million years, I wouldn't have guessed that. No. You don't have that Mary Poppins look in your eye.
Wait a minute. What stuff? No. What did you mean?
What I meant was, I don't know what it is. You just sort of, it seems like, the alcohol we have on the table, stuff like that, guitar, you're wild, you're crazy.
Wait a minute. Mary Poppins had rum punch.
Good point.
Remember?
Good point. Why is that your favorite movie?
Because it makes me happy. It just makes me happy.
Makes you happy and light.
Chimney.
Chimney, chim, chiroo.
Mary Poppins, she's kind of hot. I mean, that's not right.
See, now you're taking away the innocence of Mary Poppins, Scott.
I'm sorry.
It's not right.
I'm sorry.
Well, also, we got to go on a backstage tour. We got to meet the person who played Mary Poppins, and the girls got to take pictures and see how the set moves and changes. Do you know that there is an electronic dog in the show that I believe cost $60,000 for just that one prop?
I know that dog.
You know that dog?
I saw it. I was there. I saw it.
Well, that dog, $60,000. I want to make sure it has a really strong engine and it gets me back and forth to work. I mean, $60,000. That's crazy. I also saw Clint Holmes, who I happen to be married to, in the Cabaret Jazz room.
He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, Cabaret Jazz, they call it. He did a tribute to Bobby Short, and every month he's there, the first weekend of every month.
Right.
And sold-out crowd. They loved him. Have you been to the Cabaret Jazz?
I have not. I've not been invited.
Oh, well, you are invited. Next month, first weekend. What are the dates? I have to get the dates straight.
Wait a minute. I just kind of looked over here, and Clint does this. What?
Oh, that means you have to purchase your tickets because...
Well, no, I know what it means.
Oh, well, we just want to be clear that you understand that.
Can a guy get a little juice? I mean, come on.
You know what? I will give you some juice after you buy your tickets. But we're going to take a very short break, and coming up is one of the funniest humans on the planet, Mr. Dennis Blair. We'll be right back with Talktails after this.
You know, one of the things I like best about the Vegas Video Network are the people. There are no divas here. Everyone is exactly the same off camera as they are on.
Hey guys, what's cocktail of the week this week?
You know what? I'll let you know what it is when it's time for you to know what it is. Why don't you get off the stage and get back in your production hole? Oh my God. You know what? And tell cheap-ass Whitney to get us some decent brand liquor. This hobo off-rap crap ain't cutting it. God, idiots.
Totally.
Welcome back to Talktails. I am your host, Kelly Clinton, and I'm so excited because our guest today, I'm such a big fan. He makes me laugh so hard, you'd think you were going to split a gut. He is so funny. Let me tell you about Rodney Dangerfield, what he said about Dennis. He said he's the fastest comedy mind he's ever met. George Carlin, who he worked for many years, opened for him, said he's the only person who ever made him belly laugh. Elaine Boozler said, funniest human on the planet. Welcome, Dennis Blair. No pressure.
I hate myself already.
No pressure.
I didn't like me before the show. Now, who is this guy? What does he think he is?
Now, you just closed at the Tropicana in the
I
Laugh
did.
Factory?
The Laugh Factory at the Tropicana Hotel and Casino. It's also a casino. You can gamble there.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, now, you are a singer also, a musician. And when you first started out in the business, you didn't set out to be a comedian. How did it all come about?
This is an accidental career, Kelly. I was in the bar playing my songs, and oddly enough, nobody was paying attention to them.
I know the feeling.
Because usually in a bar, they're rapped. Usually they go, wait, was that a minor seventh? Usually they say that at a bar. But no, this particular bar, they were sitting there going, what's that, James Taylor? So I got bored and I started doing some song parodies. And I did a song parody to the Bee Gees' Staying Alive, and the name of it was Singing Too High. And they immediately looked at me and went, you got the words wrong. And
No,
that's what happened.
They laughed.
They
Right?
laughed, and then I did another, and they laughed, and then from then I got the Tonight Show, and I'm now hosting.
No, that's the.
What?
That's not how it went. But you could host the Tonight Show.
I can't separate reality from dreams. I'm sorry.
But you got the bug, the comedy bug.
I got the bug.
And you kind of put that on hold, but you still love to sing and play music.
I
Right?
do. Every once in a while, I like to sing. I like to sing with a lovely orchestra like this.
Yes, the
Kenny
Talktails
Davidson Orchestra.
There was a jam session.
We had a jam
before.
session before, folks. You missed it. It was wonderful.
Well, how did you end up meeting Rodney Dangerfield?
So I had my little act together, and we moved into the city. I moved 4 blocks away from Dangerfield's, and I went on Sunday night to audition. And the guy who was auditioning me wouldn't let me on until 1 o'clock in the morning. And I finally gone on, and luckily the audience was like, they went, oh, he's doing the wrong words to songs. And they started laughing at that, and then they said, hey, let's hire this guy. And I did a week with Jackie Mason the next week. They just hired me on the spot. And I came off stage, and Jackie Mason said, you're very clever for a Gentile, for a guy who's not a Jew. You're not a bad person. This is a fantastic thing. What do you do? Song parodies? I don't understand what you're doing, but you might as well keep doing it, because apparently these people, these putzes in the audience understand what it is you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, I don't understand why you're doing it. Maybe you should quit. If it were me, I would quit, but why don't you just keep doing it? In the meantime, get out of here. So that's what happened there. And then, oh, thank you, Jackie Mason, love this. And then Rodney came in the next week, and I'm on stage, and they're laughing, and I come off, and he goes, they obviously like what you do. What do you do? And I told him what I did.
So you hadn't been doing comedy that long when all of that happened to you?
Like 3 months.
Are you kidding?
It's ridiculous.
How great is that?
Yeah. And then he did Caddyshack, and all of a sudden his lines around the block, he couldn't do his own club anymore. He says, I can't afford myself. So we started, I'm doing like the 3,000 seat like Westbury Music Fair in New York. I'm doing it for after 6 months. It was ridiculous.
And that's in the round, right?
In the round.
The Westbury Music.
I had to like turn.
What's it like doing comedy in the round?
It's the same except more turning. It's very similar to doing comedy out front, except you have to do this, and then you got to go there, and then you got to go all these people, and that's it. Now I'm Jackie Mason again. You got to turn this way, you got to go this way. You understand? If you're a Gentile, you wouldn't understand.
Well, okay, with Rodney Dangerfield, you ended up writing a screenplay.
Easy money.
Easy money.
So he does Caddyshack, and he's in his dressing room, and I'm with him. Don't ask me why. And he's taking off his pants because he's getting out of his seat. He goes, they want to do a movie starring me. If you come up with an idea, let me know. I come running home going, got it! Go back to the club like 2 hours later. I got the idea for Easy Money.
Wow.
He goes, okay.
And you were in the movie as well, right?
I was in it. I co-wrote it. I printed all the copies. It was ridiculous.
You did everything.
I still sell it on street corners every once in a while.
What was it like working with Rodney Dangerfield?
Great. He was a wonderful man. Very funny. The Rodney stories. I mean, where do I start?
Well, you know what? I want you to think about that.
I'll think about that.
I want you to think about that. And after the break, we'll give your best or your most memorable Rodney Dangerfield story. And you worked with George Carlin as well.
Yes.
And what was that?
And Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I channel all these. Don't we all?
Oh my goodness.
We could share stories about
We could do a Joan thing back and forth.
We'll do a Jonathon.
And George Carlin, you worked with him for
18 years.
18
Yes.
years. You were the opening act.
I was.
Boy, you can hold down some jobs, can't you?
Yeah, I don't know. And I never met him.
You never met them.
No, horrible.
They didn't talk to you. But you were very close with Rodney, right?
Yes, very close with Rodney.
I can't wait to hear some stories about that because I know you palled around and then you had a little falling out over a dog, but it wasn't an electronic dog, right?
Wow, research on this show. Wow.
Hey, I do my homework.
I'll tell you.
We're going to have more stories from Dennis Blair. Funniest man in the world.
In the
And
world?
We're going to take a short break and we're going to come back and it's going to be really exciting. My name is Kelly Clinton. We'll be right back with Talktails.
Traditional media believes that after about 3 minutes, you'll tune out. Most Vegas media companies think if it doesn't jiggle, you won't tune in. At the Vegas Video Network, we think both are wrong. The Vegas Video Network is the first and only live online broadcast network that specializes in insider news and expert views about Vegas. We combine great storytelling with the ability to watch when and where you want on your computer, mobile device, or television. Discover the real Las Vegas. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Welcome back to Talktails. It's like a fairy tale you're playing, the orchestra. I'm like, welcome back to Talktails. If you'd like to contact us, you can email us, talktails@thevegasvideonetwork.com, talktails@vegasvideonetwork.com, or if you want to leave us a voicemail, a web-based voicemail, go to the site, click on the red button, and follow the instructions. You might make it on the air. In fact, if you want to make it on the air today, join us for live chat. If you want to ask Dennis a question or myself, you could be on the show. And if you don't get to watch the show while we're doing it, you can always catch us on the Vegas Video Network or on iTunes, YouTube, Roku, or every Saturday afternoon at 12 p.m. on KSHP 1400 AM. I got a crazy story for you. Dennis Blair, did you think it over? Did you think about your Rodney Dangerfield story?
Here's what I did. I thought about my Rodney Dangerfield story.
And then what happened?
And then I completely forgot it. This is going to be dead air.
Okay, we'll just sit here for a moment. Okay.
Oh.
You got nothing?
What a wonderful nap I just had.
You got something?
Well, I'll tell you an easy money story.
Okay.
So he gets Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci had just done Raging Bull, and Rodney's like, hey, I love Joe Pesci. Let's get him for the movie. And Joe does the movie. He says, I'm a Rodney fan. I'm going to do the movie. So he gets on the set, and Joe Pesci is a method actor. He wants to get in character.
Uh-oh.
Rodney's not exactly a method actor. Rodney does jokes. So Joe comes up to him all excited and goes, hey, Rodney, let's hang out as our characters. Let's go to the stadium. Let's go to a baseball game. Go hang out as our characters. And Rodney goes, I don't do that. Here's what I do. You throw a line at me, I throw a line at you. That's what we're going to do, okay? That was and then Joe's face just went,
Was there friction between them after that? Because they were great in the movie on camera together.
I think Joe, I don't know. I don't think it was the happiest. But you know,
they're professionals
but they
made
were.
it happen.
Yeah.
Now, what was it like for you working with Joe Pesci?
Oh,
Did you get to interact with him, or are you in scenes together?
Joe became that character.
Oh.
So I knew Joe a little bit before the movie, and then like as the movie progressed, it would be be Nicky from the movie, and he'd be mad at me all the time. It was great. So I'm going. I just left him alone till the rap party.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was it.
Now, is it really a story? Because I kept reading about a falling out about a dog in a jacuzzi.
Yes. Well.
Who doesn't want to know about that?
The dirt, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you. We're going to tell you all the dirt. So we used to bring our dog to Rodney's house in Connecticut because he was like our child at the time. We used to go to Rodney would always go, you know, Rodney would...
Dog or
the dog?
Rodney?
Because I think it was Rodney's house, yes. And we wanted to bring our dog because Rodney would make us hang out with him all the time. He wanted to write. He wanted to hang. You know, if I'd said, "Grandma, my grandmother just died," he'd go, "Oh, that's too bad. Come on over. We'll write some comedy." So that was it. So we said, "Can we bring our dog?" He said, "Yeah, okay, you can bring your dog, but don't bring him swimming." He had a pool. He had an indoor pool, and he said, "Don't bring him swimming." No, we're not going to bring him swimming. So Rodney went to take a nap. And my wife and I are in the jacuzzi, and the dog jumps up on the jacuzzi, licks me in the face, falls into the jacuzzi. At the exact same time, Rodney wakes up and looks through the mirror and goes through the window and goes. My wife very calmly goes, "Get the dog out of here!"
Oh, gosh.
I go outside. The garage is locked. I come back with a dripping dog. He said, "You took the dog swimming." I go, "No, we didn't." We told him what happened. He wouldn't believe us. He thought we'd put. Now, I don't understand what was so horrible about bringing the dog swimming to begin with, even if we did that. But he was incensed. He called up all his friends. "Can you believe what Dennis and Peggy did?" What?
Oh, my goodness.
And it's like, they took their dog swimming, and you could hear them going, "Yeah." Can you believe that? No.
And you literally didn't talk for a while, right?
He was very angry with us over
But then
that.
eventually...
Then we got back together.
You got back together.
And then something else happened. And then that was it.
All right, before... Oh, no.
What, after the break?
Another story. But after the break, I don't want to impose upon you, but why not? What the heck?
I'm here.
You do impressions, many, many, many impressions. Musical, right? You play
Yes.
and you do. Can we ask you after the break, if we yell out some names, will you do them for us? Say yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that would be great. Wouldn't you love to hear
Fine.
that? Okay. All right. So when we come back, we're going to hear and see Mr. Dennis Blair at his best. He's a genius in comedy. He's a tremendous singer, because you can't do musical impressions if you can't sing. We'll be back with Talktails after this.
That's true.
This is David Ivey from Pub Crawl. It's funny because this is David from. You should just leave it on. Hi, I'm David Ivey from Pub Crawl, and you're watching the Vegas Video Network. And scene.
Welcome back to Talktails. By the way, tonight I am at the Bootlegger Bistro doing my open mic cabaret, and I think Dennis Blair is going to join us. Are you going to come in tonight?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to be there.
And your buddy Clint Holmes will be there.
Who?
Clint Holmes.
Oh, do you know him?
I do. I know his first and last name.
Wow,
But,
that's amazing.
Now, what we do sometimes on Monday nights
Yes.
is we ask you, you sang a beautiful song for your wife.
I did.
Your anniversary about a year ago.
Yes, it was for our anniversary about a year ago. That's what I do. I take the host questions and I just repeat them.
How long have you been married to Peggy?
30 years.
30 years. How did you...
Is it Peggy?
It's Peggy.
Yes, Peggy.
How did you meet Peggy?
I
Or
was
where?
one of my wonderful bar gigs, except this was in a restaurant where she was a waitress, and we met there. And I would do, there was one couple that would make me do You Light Up My Life, and I hated doing that song, but they gave me a $3 tip. So I had to do it, and I would do everything, You Light Up My Life, and she would, as soon as I got to Light Up My Life, she would turn on a lamp and just go, at the end of the bar.
Which made you laugh.
Which made me laugh, and I couldn't finish the song. and now we're married for 30 years.
And they have two beautiful children. And are they entertainers as well? Are they? In the
My
music
daughter is in
business?
an improv group at Santa Barbara, and my son is in the movie business.
Wow.
Getting himself into the movie business. You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
wonderful.
And they both interned on Conan O'Brien.
Are you serious?
She's doing it this summer. He did it last summer.
Oh, that's great.
They're in show business. I'm very happy. Because the greatest thing about show business is there's never any rejection.
Never,
so that's what I like.
Never. It's just all uphill.
Really happy
Easy
about it.
money.
Easy money.
Oh, you
Look
see
how
I
she
did
brought that back.
All right, we have a huge, gigantic studio audience.
Tens
here
of people,
today.
yes.
Would you mind if we yelled out a few names?
I wouldn't mind.
Of impressions that we know you do and love.
I'm not doing it,
All right,
but go
go.
ahead.
On your mark, get set, go.
Springsteen.
There we go. Springsteen, from a young man in the audience.
Brought my wife and kids to Baltimore, Jack. Well, I rented a car and they got in the back. Wish I didn't have that sauerkraut. I did a one-cheek sneak and they all passed out.
Give me another one. Yell out some more.
Paul Simon?
Paul Simon.
Never heard of him. I'm sitting by the basement door, my feet don't even reach the floor. I'm tired of being 4'3". Even Dr. Ruth won't make love to me. I stand on stilts to go wee-wee. Oh, how I long to be 5 feet tall. I wish I was 5 feet tall. Tall, just like Art Garfunkel tall. Nothing rhymes with Garfunkel tall. Paul Simon.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Well, that's easy. Everybody.
Do we have any more? Bob Dylan.
Bob Dylan's been around for 900 years. I think by now he should have the answer to at least one thing. How many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is 7. He should know. He should know.
John Denver.
John Denver.
John Denver.
This was a very big impression for you back in the day.
I used to close with that, and when John Denver died, I actually got sympathy calls from people. Dennis, I'm so sorry about your career. I said, I have other things. It's okay. But if John were alive today, he'd be singing, this world makes me nauseous, like a Paris Hilton movie. Like Donald Trump's hairstyle, like Jay Leno's chin, like eating at Denny's, like Snooki in a bikini. John Denver.
You know what? I want to say thank you, Dennis Blair.
We're done?
Thank you for being our guest today on Talktails.
A pleasure.
Oh, please join us again. And, of course, you can catch us on Vegas Video Network. Look up Talktails. Can you take us out musically with something? You were jamming when we first started the show.
Jamming?
Quick, before the time runs out.
Quick, what do you want to do?
Play.
Mike Cole, Mrs. Robinson.
Yes. Thank you, Dennis Blair. I'm Kelly Clinton. See you next time.
About you for our fight.
Woo!
We'd like to help you learn to help yourself. Look around you, all you see are sympathetic eyes. Roll around the grounds until you feel at home. And here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. Jesus loves you more than you will know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. God bless you, please, Miss.